All right. Good morning, judges. Good morning. I'm Kristopher Kobernus, founder and CEO of Principal Group, and I'm here to talk about our HRIS management as a service or managed services for the HR tech stack. Who we are, we provide HR technology, strategy optimization, management, and training to organizations. Our mission is to enable organizational growth by empowering HR teams to focus on their people and their people to focus on their clients. And our vision is to be the one-stop shop for holistic HRIS or human capital management system needs while providing opportunities to transitioning veterans and military spouses. So, what is the problem? I talk to people every day and I say HR tech stack, and they look at me with a blank stare. So, let me get into it. The HR tech stack really encompasses everything from recruiting and onboarding, core HR and payroll, performance management, learning and development, time and attendance, leave management, benefits administration, and the list goes on. Not only is it the HR tech stack, but it's integrating that tech stack into the rest of the business to enable the ERP and financials, as well as the technological improvements. You combine that with the continuously changing and complex regulatory compliance issues with state and local governments issues, changes, employee experiences and expectations are changing, and there's a complex and changing technology environment that's going on in the system as well. Internally and externally, there's resource challenges to meet the needs of those increased investments. So, what do? We provide HRIS management as a service, which we help align HR tech with the business strategy, but really it's providing that ongoing systems compliance management, optimization, and performance improvement. How does that help our clients? It reduces the time that a lot of HR people are doing, are spending trying to figure it out because they're managing their own systems, improving and are maintaining with the compliance, reducing their time spent and money on by labor law violations, and really increasing the integrated technology between the HR tech systems for better data quality and better data-driven decisions across the organization. What does the market look like? The market is growing at about 8.5% per year, with an expected $11 billion CAGR or $11 billion market by the end of 2030. That's in line with Forbes' overall expectations of $80 billion spent on HR technology by 2032 and a 9% increase in that. We currently offer HRIS management, project support, and HR tech strategy. We have 3 clients, and we plan to eventually or could eventually offer payroll as a service, open enrollment support, ERP integration services, and system implementations. How do we go to market? Usually we have a team of 3 to 4 consultants that are cross-trained across the different HR functions, really, and system functions. And we have about 5 clients per team. We go to market at about $2,500 per week for each client. How do we plan to adopt, or what's our adoption strategy? We attend the HR conferences. Right now, most of those are focused on Florida conferences and growing to reduce travel costs. But I was just at the Unleash America creating partnerships. We do have strategic partnerships with other implementers to do their client side of the work, Human Resources Pro, and we're looking at PEO. We would like to increase our partnerships with Veterans Florida and 2 of the primary HCM providers to do their to be a implementer or partner with them in their partner network. Organically, we utilize SEO and case studies to grow organic versus ad revenue and utilizing the HR conferences. We do have a lot of competition in this space, and that's probably one of our biggest risks. But the competition is focused at the higher level with Accenture, Cognizant, and Deloitte, providing the types of services we do to the medium and large enterprise clients. We really focus in the medium-sized business to small enterprise space where those types of support are not reachable. And the other competition in the space really focuses on product implementation or product-specific support versus a holistic approach. So our leadership team, I'm the co-founder, I'm sorry, I'm the founder and CEO. Have a background in Air Force intelligence and the digital transformation of the AOC weapons system, Accenture strategy, TNO manager, and then Align HCM as the operations manager. We just hired our first fractional chief growth officer to help drive some of that adoption and marketing. And I have a board of advisors across the Accenture ecosystem as well as the government space to help manage the VA and transitioning process with us. And we're currently at about $52,000 in revenue. We started or opened the business in 2023, and we've generated 4 clients, and we continue to have conversations with more. One of those, $25,000 regional transportation or 25,000 employee outside of our target market, and we're really doing the subject matter expert work. But uh, we do provide the ongoing maintenance for the other 3 clients. We expect to grow to about 20 million over the next 5 years in revenue, with this year being about 270 to $450,000 in revenue, depending on when our MTA project kicks off. But we do have that second mission, and really that's to bring along the transitioning veterans for into this field. We look to focus our hiring on transitioning veterans and military spouses, provide that relevant business experience, follow on work at a high-paying fields with transferable skills, and provide the experience and strength to increase their resumes. We also see this as a force multiplier and help reduce our risk, as one of the biggest expenses in professional services is training and spin up of employees. So utilizing those programs to help reduce those expenses along the way. So what is the ask? We're asking for about $160,000 to develop and accelerate that training program for the SkillBridge participants, to create the program manager, oversee it, and really accelerate our marketing activation programs. And with that, I conclude. Thank you.
Just real quick, when you said your target market was that small to medium-sized business,
Absolutely.
what does that look like as far as your definition of small to medium-sized business? And what is that target market availability then in the US?
Yeah, so our target market is about 300 employees to about 3,000 employees specifically, give or take. It really depends on the organization. There's about 15,000. I'm sorry, a little bit more than that, about 20,000. It's hard to break out over the 1,000 plus employee count size.
So how do you differentiate your approach versus your competition? You talked a lot about you're in the mid-size area, but how are you differentiating?
Yep. We really focus on that holistic partnership with the organization. And, I think a lot of the clients we have already approached or have been with, they've been through a bad implementation. They know what the current ecosystem looks like for a lot of these people who do the work, and they're really focused on a product. They never talked about their organizational goals. I'm an Accenture strategy alum, if you will, and I really take their approach, but bring it down to make it more affordable at that lower market.
And is there a specific industry that you're looking at? Is there a niche for that?
I think initially we'd like to, yeah, the nice thing is we don't want to be in healthcare, I can tell you that. Really, it's retail and operations or manufacturing, as well as professional services. Those are probably some of the easier to get into. There's a lot of need out there, but we would like to take advantage of the government programs, being able to leverage our veteran experience to work in some government contracting areas.
So I'm having a little trouble. Sorry, I'm probably
That's
the
good.
dumbest board member here at the judge panel.
That's all right.
You're not really replacing an HR manager or resource manager, right? Or are you doing that? You providing that service so a company doesn't have to hire that, or
So
you
we
just
are
help?
providing the service so the company doesn't have to hire that. But in general, a lot of clients in the 300 to 1,000, 1,200, and even up to 2,000 that I've worked with don't have a dedicated HR tech team. Their recruiter focuses on the recruiting product. Their payroll manager works on their payroll software, and they don't have anyone that brings it all together. So we're replacing that to allow them or those HR functional experts to focus on the functional process of their work versus the technical aspect of maintaining and keeping the system up to date.
Okay, and then you also talked about doing, time
Time and
payroll.
attendance. Mhm.
So will you guys be FAR compliant for government contracting for the timekeeping?
It's we work on the timekeeping system. We don't actually do the software, so they go through time,
Approved, right?
UKG. They use their software. We keep that up to date, maintain it with all the federal and new work laws and regulations, as well as any of their current how do they PTO plans. Leave offerings, et cetera, everything they offer. So we really interpret a company's policies and put that into the business rules that drive the systems.
Okay, and then one last question. Do you guys do a benefit assessment for a company where you can go in and look and see, what they're offering and maybe give them better
Cur-
options?
Currently, no. We really focus on the systems, but I do have the partnerships with other benefit providers and brokers that I can bring in if that was needed. And that's one of the reasons some of those partners are on the board is partnering with the functional experts. So if a client is requesting some of the functional expertise versus system expertise, we can bring them in. But also as those functional consultants are out doing work and they're looking for additional assistance with their clients on the technical aspect of implementing those requirements into their systems, we can provide that work together.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
I want to go more into the business model in terms of
Yeah,
like your pricing and how that works. Can
sure.
you elaborate?
Yeah. So really, we offer the service at about $2,500 a week to our clients. It's a little over 130, $140,000. Our I currently go to market with 3 to 4 1099s that I are familiar with from the industry. Uh, we are cross-functional, so most of us have a specialization in payroll or WFM or talent and acquisition part of the system, but we continuously learn from each other. So really, we try to go to market as a team of that four to five consultants, so we can back each other up where we're falling behind, or if there's extra requirements on the WFM or time and attendance side versus payroll, we can maintain that level of work across that. With that, you know, 4 to 5 clients is realistic, for the team of 4.
And then, does that work as like a monthly subscription or is there agreements,
Yep.
signed for a 12-month period? How
Yeah.
does that look?
Most of our clients usually like to start in fact, the 3 of the clients all want to start out with a 60-day agreement. They've all extended another, 80 days. Like I said, a lot of these clients have had problems with their implementation, or they didn't realize that this was going to be so much to manage once they went live on their system. And they're looking to, well, okay, now that we've stabilized it or optimized it, how do we continue to make sure we're taking the most advantage of it? They're also seeing the returns of having someone who knows what they're doing actually get reports out, help their HRBPs and HR teams provide the value to the operations leaders and the rest of the organization.
And finally, you touched on your customers, extending for 80 days. What does your churn rate look like? Do you have most of them staying with you? What does that percentage look like?
Yeah, The only client I have leaving at the moment is because we were really there for a specific project rather than the ongoing support. So, although they're looking to partner with us on other areas of the system.